Hello, everybody. This is our Exclusive, and this is Artificial Intelligence and Product Strategy Podcast. I do have a great and special guest today, a person that is running a marketing department, a head of marketing in a very interesting company. Armen is with Hoory, and the company is actually based and was founded in Armenia, which is, I found it super interesting, but obviously with the American presence. Welcome, Armen, in the podcast.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, depending on your time zone. Yes, as Arik said, I'm Armen, the head of marketing at Hoory. So maybe I should tell a little bit about myself, about my education. So
Please.
Basically, it's a little bit interesting because I can say that I have two main majors. I have two professions. First, I'm a programmer, a developer. And then I decided to change my career path to marketing. And now I'm 8+ years in this field and doing, I can say, everything related to marketing. Currently, I'm in Hoory, and a couple of words about the company. So it's an AI-powered assistant, which is there to automate your customer support on your website, on your application.
Armen, thank you so much for this. Definitely, we will get back to what you guys doing and how you deliver value to your customers. But first things first, everybody is stuck with the GPT thing, and machine learning is everywhere. Everybody is trying this little toy and see how smart it is. And we know that the industry is probably going to change a lot and will be not the same in the future. People are talking about copywriting, about writing essays. Kids are talking about GPT. Hey, dad and mom, I can really write a lot of essays right there without using my brain. So since you are coming from this industry, you understand that. Explain the audience, please. GPT, maybe a little bit, what is it? I know that most of the people can get that knowledge from the internet, but we have an expert here. So if you can tell us about a little, what is this GPT, how it's related to machine learning, and everything else we should be aware of when it comes to GPT, Armen.
So I will try to put it in my own words. So everyone talks about GPT, so everyone uses it now. And basically, it's a chatbot, like AI-powered chatbot, which had a lot of training in it. So it's imagine the Google search, put it in the chat, and you can talk with it. You can ask them a question about everything related to unrelated to the internet or etc. So it brings you up answers, and the key thing is that it's the majority of cases it brings up the unique answers, so no one can have the same answer as you got when you are prompting something in the GPT. So yes, there are a lot of buzz around this tool that it's going to take, I don't know, workforce from people who are content writers, blog writers, I don't know, copywriters. Somehow it's right and somehow it's wrong. And I would like to talk about my opinion on this. So overall, I think that it might take some basic, simple things that you cannot, as you said, use your brain, and you just can put something in the GPT and it can request. For example, you want to write a small email, you are writing it, requesting to GPT, and it brings back an answer that is really, really great, and in just a couple of seconds, where you have to spend a couple of minutes to create it. But the thing is that it cannot take the copywriter's job. I mean, it can give them some idea. It can help their life, so they can not spend too much time on the more, let's say, mechanical stuff. But nowadays, there are a bunch of tools out there. They can check whether or not it's AI written or it's something that you have created your own. As I did my research, also after GPT tool was announced, I saw that Google also can see whether or not the article was written by a human or by an AI, which is something that it means that you cannot use it instead of, let's say, your blog writers or content writers, because it will be a red flag for Google. And so that is basically the overall tool. Yeah. So what is
interesting?
Yeah.
But hey, Armen, I'm talking to many people about AI, obviously, and one of the thing is that people are kind of like reluctant to use it, especially in business. Is that hey, somebody trained that thing, right? That animal was created by somebody. So if we take it to our company and let it drive our customer relationship management software or our customer service part, we eventually don't know how this thing is going to develop because we cannot control that engine behind it. And it's a pure black box thing that's obviously we can use that. So what do you think about it? Like, I'm not asking if business will accept GPT and adopt it or not, but it's eventually a black box and only the founders of the company understand that, right? So what's your thoughts on that?
In a lot of cases, even not founders even don't understand why the question that was asked was answered by the way that it was answered by a chatbot, to be honest. And yeah, the black box thing appears in the machine learning when it came out, like in AI, etc., back in already 10 more years. And the thing is that you have to try to use it in a way that it's in a small amount, let's say. So you cannot fully 100% rely on the chat GPT or other artificial intelligence based tool to answer to your customer queries, etc., to be instead of your customer agent. No, it's not like this. And I would like to bring an example where our company's overall concept, the Hoory concept, came out. So as you might know, we are part of a big corporation,
right?
Let's say, from Bad Construct. Yeah. So we did the research and understood that 77% of our customer requests are the same in the first couple of, let's say, messages. And we have decided the way to automate it. And always keep in mind that whenever user wants to contact to support agent, real human, we are giving them the option so they can talk to a real human agent. So this is also the case that we are comparing to letting the chatbot talk with the customers 100% of cases.
Okay. So while we're speaking about this, and you mentioned corporations, and my background is that I spent significant amount of time, more or less 4 years before doing what I'm doing right now. I was actually co-running an innovation agency, and we work with corporations and help them to get innovations under their roof. Sometimes it was good, sometimes it was bad, but by that I mean sometimes we were really trying to go bumpy road. But eventually I understood that corporations, they were striving, they were looking for outside partners like startups to help them to get the next big thing. So I want to ask you, since you guys are part of the big corporations, what's your thoughts on that? What you've learned from that relationship? And please remember that the audience of this podcast are people from corporation and startup. That's what is unique about my podcast. So also, what would be your advice when working with large corporations? So experience, thoughts, and advice.
Yeah, as I said, we are a part of Bad Construct. So it's a big corporation providing iGaming solution to around the world. So everyone. The thing is that the idea of Hoory came from there. So it was first created to use internally. So it was an internal tool. And then the founders understood that it's really good tool. So it can be served to help other big corporations as well. And we are public and we are helping a lot of businesses around the world so they can automate their customer support thing. And we have more than 5,000 employees in our company. And the good thing is that, for example, we have all the resources to, let's say, to achieve or to do anything we have in our mind. So starting with the researches, for example, if we have some kind of hypothesis regarding some product processes, regarding some customer support experience, first what we do, we go and talk with the team that we have, with 200 people from customer support team, and we have a really good data so that can be usable. In that same way, we got that 77% of customers who are like asking the same question. So the company thought, why don't create some tools that can reduce the amount of the like manual work done by the human that they can take to do other, like, let's say, meaningful stuff instead of answering the same question over and over again. So yes, this is a thing that it's good to be a part of a big corporation, and the resources is part of the events. For example, you can participate in a number of different events as we did. So we have sponsored the next web event back in 2021, 2022. We have been in Web Summit. We have been in London IC event. We have a lot of places where startups they hardly can get there, and we are sponsoring that event, which is some kind of booster for us, let's say. And also our first customers, they are the partner companies of our parent company, let's say. We are contacting them, and they already have been introduced about our product. And this is the overall, I can say, the main things that are good to be a part of a big corporation.
Great. But let me ask you this question. I know if you can't, don't go into details, but eventually it's a big company, the company that has a brand, the brand reputation and things like that. Do you feel you can actually feel kind of like entrepreneurial-wise free in that big structure? You have influence over the company as you wish. And and my follow-up question would be, how much alignment do you need to care about being a part of the large company? Because definitely there is a leadership, there is a board of directors in this iGaming company. Can you give thoughts about that? And also maybe any advice for the startups that are close to large companies, how to bring that alignment to life? Because definitely you're successful. As you said, you can travel around the world, you can do whatever you want, you have resources, you have a support. So I assume that collaboration is going well. So maybe a few words advice to the listeners, how to build that, vivid collaboration between large company and a smaller company.
It might sound like when we are saying a big corporation, you always think that there are a lot of bureaucracy there. It's hard to make some decisions, and it's why something like this. But it's not the case of our company. So we are really the company that is developing day and night, let's say. So that can reduce the processes, all the paperwork, etc. So we have never stuck the problem, something that you mentioned, and we are let's say free to do the things that we really think can work out for our company. And I think that nowadays every company should have this kind of mindset to be always to always develop, to be in all the fields. For example, BetConstruct is launching the FastX ecosystem, which includes metaverses, which includes tokens, exchanges, everything regarding Web3. And this is something that really, really good for us. We are not standing in one place, because if you are a startup, you have 10 people working there. You can make that big changes, go Web3 or have some other stuff there. But big corporation like this can do it and are doing this. So they are putting their old resources into their development, which we are always continuously benefiting.
Okay, that's great to hear that. And congratulations, by the way, because I know it's always a challenge to beat this vivid collaboration and a great relationship, but from what you say, congratulations. It looks like working for you guys. Another thing is that I want to ask is actually something that you went through and you have experience. It's a Berkeley Skydeck program. As I mentioned, companies here, entrepreneurs that listening to that, but also large companies, executives, I believe they would like to learn about what is it and how to succeed in it. So if you can elaborate a little bit, what is it, the Skydeck program? What will you learn? What you actually get from it? And also, what would be a recommendation for companies regarding this?
So it has been a 6-month, let's say, journey in the Berkeley Skydeck acceleration program. I will try to be as short as possible as we have a time bound. So basically, it helped us to have the number one critical thing for every business is the network. So during the time of the Berkeley Skydeck, we have acquainted with a lot of people from top companies like Amazon, Tesla, Google, and we have that connection that, for example, we might create some kind of marketing campaign or we need some product advice from them. We are free to just ping them on the email and they are welcome to join and we can ask them a question and we have let's say idea from the top experts in the world, which is really, really good thing. Also, we have participated a lot of webinars where they are talking how to succeed in the startup, how to do your go-to-market strategy, and which are really, really helpful. I mean, this is really unique opportunity for every startup to try to participate in the program and have that community with them. So it's already been almost 1 year that we have participated, but we all have the connections with them, and we are from time to time connecting with them, asking their ideas, what they think about in our new upcoming product feature, etc.
Perfect. And let me ask you this. The Berkeley program is meetings, brainstorming, workshops, or you got mentorship? Can you give a little bit more details?
It's overall everything in one pack. So you are going to meeting with the startup owners, and you might find some cool close collaborations with other startups. You might have some team members working with them. And so it's something that includes everything.
Everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. And it happens virtually, or it's you drive, you not drive, you fly there?
So because of the COVID, the first we were online, but yeah, we managed to be there at the last 2 months and be in the UC Berkeley campus directly in San Francisco.
Okay, thank you for elaborating on that. Okay, I would like to go back a little bit to this technology that you guys building, the chat assistant, and then you mentioned that it helps to maintain, develop a relationship with customers. This is pretty crowded landscape. I don't want to ask this question, what makes you unique, because every venture capital around the world and everybody asks us question, and I don't really like that. But if you can tell us, what's your angle? What's your advantage, or maybe what's your vision? Because I know you're a startup, so you keep building your product, you keep building your customers' profiles, you keep discovering your customers. But if you can tell us about the product itself, what's the value proposition? What's the vision for that? So I bet everybody would like to. And by the way, guys, it's a company called Hoory. And if you want to learn more, just Google them, or Armen can also mention the website so we can go and explore more. So wrapping it up, give us a little bit perspective of the value proposition of your product, but also give the URL address, please, so people can visit the website and actually explore more about it.
Okay, so let's start with the URL. So it's hoory.com. So Hoory.com. So basically what the main idea of our tool is that to help businesses to automate their customer communication 24/7. So the thing is that, let's say, unique about us is that the fact that we are doing right now in the development process to have the help to the customers by industries. You know what I say? If, for example, you have a startup or you are a company, e-commerce company selling some stuff online, you can go and grab the assistant that is directly developed, let's say, for the e-commerce purposes. If you are a fintech financial company or insurance company, we have a specific, let's say, adjusted, edited AI assistant for that industry. And the coolest thing about it is that very, very soon, with the help of our AI and ML enthusiasts, let's say, the scientists, we are going to have support of more than 100 languages, which is something that is really unique about the tool. There is no such, let's say, chatbot, AI assistant out there. Yes, this is, I can say, the unique stuff that we are going to provide. And overall, our concept is not like stopped here. As we developed the platform for customers, we understood that in a lot of cases, the individuals also need help. And for example, I myself, a marketer, and I would like to have like, let's say, AI assistant, which like duplicates my knowledge, what I've learned, what I know, and then I can share it with customer or with the specific audience that I want to share, and I can monetize my knowledge as well. So basically, in the couple of, let's say, years, we are going to be the knowledge sharing cloud. So whether or not you are business, whether or not you are an individual, you have some profession, you are creating the knowledge, and then it can be shared with, like, let's say, third party, let's say, people. So This is the thing that we are to keep developing. When you can grab your application just by talking with your voice, it can you can train it with your knowledge, and then someone can, with the help of that bot, can ask question and know what you know. This is something really unique.
Okay, so what you're saying is also that the companies that are using your technology, they can also kind of like, because that chatbot is in the middleman between the customer and the company, that chatbot can then, you can download that knowledge from the chatbot and populate it across your company. So then people can learn what the customers are asking for, what they're looking for, and things like that, right? That's what you said about it?
No, to be honest, the thing is that the bot itself, so it's something that continuously learns. So basically, yeah, you have a dashboard where you can go and see like some analytics, which questions customers ask the most, and you can create the specific trainings for it. The thing is that this is the business solution that we can provide to businesses, which is now live and every business can go and grab their widget. But we have that project, like the knowledge sharing platform, which is side of it. It's the concept, the underground thing is the same, that you are sharing your knowledge with others. So it can be about your company, it can be about your profession, etc.
Interesting. Any other side projects you guys are doing except for chatbot? Because I understand the chatbot is, from also my projects, is as smart as the brain behind it. So it's not the window on the website that pops up and asks silly questions or answer the most easiest questions. So there is a brain behind it, and that brain is actually the real value of the chatbot, from my opinion. That's what is it. But that chatbot, but any other side projects you guys doing or implementing or exploring, or maybe a research and development things you can share with us, with the audience?
We have that AI-powered solution ready to provide the system to customers, and we want to but we are also creating the project called the Hoory Metaverse, which is something that people can share, create their digital copies, and the digital copies can interact with each other in a metaverse. So I don't want to open a lot of
there,
to be honest.
Interesting.
Yeah, and,
I want to talk about it for hours. I want to talk about this for hours. That's okay. Okay, I'll let you go. I'll let you going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is something is really unique, and no one has yet, based on our, let's say, researches. But I don't want to open a lot of things about this. You will be notified as soon as we launch.
Okay, perfect. Hey, one more thing. When I was on your website preparing for this conversation, which, by the way, I enjoy a lot, I was so surprised with this pricing. It's so detailed, and but I'm not talking about details, but you put so many different features, and you were able to distinguish a personal, basic, and pro by just definitely going giving specific features when you get in a specific one. I run the consultancy practice, and part of the go-to-market strategies for AI products is figure out the pricing, which is always a challenge. And can you tell us a little bit about how you get there to make this pricing so clear, so transparent for users?
To be honest, we spend a lot of time creating that pricing. As you said, it's a really crucial part of every corporation. We did some research. So based on the data that we have and based on the market, what is the average price for tools similar to like what we have in Hoory. And based on that, we could, we came up to this pricing, which for now really works very well. But as we learned in the Skydeck, in a couple of talks, and as everyone, I guess, know, that the pricing is something that it's not fixed. You have to always keep your finger in the pulse, so you can understand whether or not when to change it, how to change it, and you have to do the A/B testing so you can be the best pricing out there. Because there is some kind of research when you right changing price can increase your sales by 70%, which is really something that we experienced. Not 70%, but we experienced this by changing our pricing starting from the very beginning.
Okay, now you have customers, you have pricing, you have products. By the way, Hoory.com, if you guys want to look at the pricing, maybe there are marketing people here or working with business model canvas where the pricing is an integral part of it. So I would ask you for considering visiting that website. But coming to one of the last questions, Armen, tell me please how you guys got the first traction. I suppose the large company that you are part of helped you with that, but maybe not. So can you tell us how you get the ball rolling, how you just get to this market and just land the first users, and how just share the history with us of that.
Of course, our parent company helped us a lot in this process. But besides having that their help, let's say, we also run a lot of campaigns where we are lead generation campaigns. Every marketing person knows about it, where we are creating, before launching the product, we were creating lists where people were interested in a tool like this.
Okay, like a pre-subscription, Yeah. Okay.
And afterwards, when we launched, we gave a specific 4-month trial to the people who left their email, which was a unique opportunity. So you are not paying any money for 4 months and you are testing the tool. And this is the first things that we did to get our first traction, because people love free stuff and they want to try the tool, and they tried and they loved it. And then now they are one of our loyal customers. And yes, the partners of our parent company helped us a lot. And so we reached them out, our peers introduced them, and we could able to sell our first couple of, let's say, AI assistants to them.
Okay. What do you recommend for the companies that want to launch the AI-powered product when the artificial intelligence is part of it? I know you run marketing units, so I'm not asking about technology and things like that, although if you can share, just please share with us. But what would you recommend for anybody that was about to launch or scale the product, big part of is artificial intelligence?
The thing is to always be updated. So this is the field where you are getting updates, I could say, hour by hour, and you have to always keep track of what is going on the overall market of big countries like US, etc., what they are doing, what they are developing, and what the customer wants now. And this can be done easily, which is something that you have to always keep track. So I will put it short. By creating AI tool, it has its hard part as well, because as you said, the black box, and you are always encountering to a lot of things that you don't even know why it came out that way, why you got that answer, etc. And you just have to keep doing that stuff. And because the technologies are growing rapidly, maybe this week you don't have the solution for your problem, but next week you might have it.
Okay, that's very interesting, because I remember when I was reading this book about lean startup approach, and one of the famous quote that I actually remember so well is get out of the building. And by what you mean, analyze the market, look at the market, spend time on the market, you are actually suggesting just getting out of the building. You don't have to go physically out of the building, because you can research a lot and talk to people over Teams or Zoom or whatever it is. but I guess you're suggesting that, and based on that knowledge, just keep building your product discovery and customer discovery processes. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
That's really actually a good thing.
yeah, I'm totally agree with the statement you did. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Armen, I really appreciate that. By the way, guys, if you want to hear that conversation, will be available as always at my podcast and Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So you just go there and just type Arek Skuza and you will find a podcast. And I highly recommend to checking if you want to get that downloaded on your device. Armen, I really appreciate this conversation. I learned a lot personally, so I have no doubts that our audience will learn a lot too. Is there anything you would like to add at the end or wrap it up a little bit? Feel free. Now it's time.
Thank you very much, Arek, again for this great opportunity. I'm really big fan of your podcast because you're touching some interesting topics. Yeah, you can find that information online, but you are doing it in a different way. So I would like to point out a couple of things about from the personal life, let's say. So my suggestions would be so for people to pay attention to some main things in their, let's say, life. So one of them, to be productive, to do all your best that you can do, is to pay attention to your sleeping habits, whether or not you are getting deep sleep, sufficient amount of deep sleep.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Pay attention to the nutrition that you are getting, like daily nutrition. Pay attention to your sugar level, what you are doing, because these things are what really matters. And when you go to your workspace, going to around the people, if you there is a saying that you are what you eat, and I'm 100% for this, let's say, quote. Because if you might feel nervous, if you not have enough amount of sleep, you are going to screw up everything, and these are really important things. So you have to pay attention what you consume. It's not about only what you eat, but what you listen, what you see. And these are really important stuff that I get it from my experience, and now I'm really paying attention to this stuff.
Perfect, Armen, thank you for sharing. So guys, here is the hint. If you want to build a great AI-powered assistant, you need to get the good sleep and well nutrition. That's the secret of the company. So that's the real secret of this company, not bidding on the market and studying a market. That's a nutrition and the sleep. No, actually, it's a joke. Thank you so much for sharing that, Armen. I have so much fun having you here on the podcast. I really enjoyed that. And guys, please listen to this right now. Hoory.com. That's the company I would highly recommend to learn and study and Google them and see their story. Armen, once again, thank you so much. I appreciate this conversation a lot.
Thank you, Arek. Thank you, guys. See you soon. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you, guys. I want to remind you that you can also listen to this podcast on YouTube. If you go on YouTube, type Arek Skuza, and you will find this episode also there, except for any other episodes. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Thank you for being with us, and talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.